Cut the intro straight to the video. What's going on, guys? We're hitting the Alexandria house today. I'm going to take you guys through a few pros and cons of the house. I'm not sponsored by them. I just tend to enjoy them. Whether you're a fragrance collector or a niche head and you got some crazy stuff and you want to just kind of experiment with some new fragrance profiles, I think for collectors it's good because you can have a lot of bottles as a collector, and these little 30 mLs are a pretty good deal. I like having these various little size bottles because they won't sit there for the next 10 years and eventually go bad. I think it takes a long time for fragrances to go bad, but that's something that I think about. How long is this juice just going to sit here? And let's get a few out of the way that are already covered a lot on Frag.com. So if you guys looked into Alexandria Fragrances, you're going to see that a few of them come up a lot, and I have some of them here to show you for sure. I'm just going to run through these really quick. I'm not going to cover them too much because these aren't what I'm really here to talk to you about. Purple Haze comes up a lot. It's a very sweet, feminine fragrance. I'm not going to be talking about it today, but yes, it's popular for a reason. A lot of reviewers already hit that. Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, clone of Angel Share. Very, very popular, well talked about, and for good reason. I agree with most of the takes out there. This is a really, really great option. And another one is Dark Knight. It's a clone of Black Phantom by Killian. So on their website, Alexandria, their mission statement, the perfumer Hani Hafez, who owns it and he collaborates with other perfumers, they have 227 on their website listed, different fragrances. And by the time I even get this video to you, I'm sure more are in the chamber already. So there's going to be 230, 240, 250 fragrances that they offer. A lot of originals, and a lot of them are inspirations. They might try to clone something like that's out there that already exists. Like, for example, the Runway. This is my first Alexandria fragrance, and it's done. I kept a little bit because I want to just keep a little for memory's sake. Probably get another bottle one day, but I have the real Reflection Man now, and buying this led me to getting that. Got to wear this fragrance profile a lot. It's a white, floral, clean fragrance. So Alexandria is good for that for me. It gives me an ability to have a very wide variety of different fragrance profiles, especially in my first year or 2 years. Even now, I still will go on there and grab some new stuff. I actually think their quality is pretty good, and I'm just telling people this because I feel like if my friends are watching this, or people who I would be proud to recommend them to you, because they're a decent price for very, very good quality stuff. Is it to rival the biggest niche companies? Well, yeah, some of these are actually really hard to tell which one is higher quality or more this or more that. People compliment the crap out of these when I wear them. So anyway, get back to this one, the Runway. Alexandria is the Runway. It's clean, formal. I could really wear this almost everywhere. And now I have the original. So that's the kind of thing that happens with these. You end up getting yourself into the next tier of fragrance. So when I wear this one, though, versus the original Reflection Man, this one I think is an inspiration. It smells like it, but it actually has this more sweetness to it, which I actually enjoy. It's a different flanker of the DNA. And that's the thing. If you have a favorite fragrance DNA and you really enjoy that style, and these guys do an inspiration that might sound similar, it's kind of worth smelling, guys. And here's the thing about the risk of you don't have to really blind buy. You can just get these sample packs they do. I think they just changed the model, but this was, you pick 7 off their website, 7 5 mLs, which is a pretty good amount to actually wear. I've gone through lots of these guys, lots of them, given them away, bought full bottles off of them, or even just worn these samples and went straight to blind buying the original. So sometimes it gets you that fragrance profile, the thing that you were curious about. You get to wear it a bunch of times and then go blind buy your fragrance that you were going to buy. It confirms it to me. Recently, I've been going on and off with the Ordo Parisi Mega Mare clone that they have, Megatron or Metatron. So I have I have Alexandria's version of it. And every time I go to blind buy it, I'll just go back and spray that Alexandria and wear it again. And by the end of the wearing, I'm no, I definitely don't think I would wear the original if it's anything like this. So it just tells me in that fragrance family, it kind of helps me not buy a a full-blown sample of the original, because I get to try a flanker of it first that might be very close but just twisted enough. So like, for instance, I actually like Alexandria's version better in one of these right here. Pardon me for looking down, but I'm looking for this red Stallion here. Let's pull it up. Red Stallion. Red Stallion. There we go, baby. So this is a clone of Parfums de Marly's Callan. And a lot of people don't like that fragrance, but it is a true niche fragrance. It's very unique, and it smells like real hot peppers, like culinary. It smells culinary, but then it's got like this mature, dusty kind of vibe and a powdery kind of dry, powdery vibe, and it has a sweetness to it. So it's very interesting, but this take on it is much, much more exaggerated, and that's why I like these inspirations that do a little bit different of the original. I have the original Callan, but I wear this one way more. It's hotter and spicier. It leaned onto those peppers more, and then it's sweeter, like way sweeter, like in the Rouge 540 kind of direction. So, and it's fresh too, but it's mostly just this sweet hot fragrance, like red hot chilies. And the take on it, the thing is, he must smell these fragrances, break them down, and recomposition them in his own twist with his own kind of expression. And that's what I like about this. You could just tell that there's some thought behind the new versions of the things they're cloning, and that's what I like. So here's the list that I wanted to give you guys after giving you a little kind of overview of why I like this house. I'll give you one negative: the bottles. They all look the same. And they're identifiable, yes. The brand is identifiable, but they all look the same, guys. Even the big bottle, right? And now the prices also went up. So I'm seeing that their prices are creeping up. They always have discount codes, though. So, you know, hunt around and be opportunistic with your codes. Try to get discounts. But it is worth delving into the house. I would say don't just go grab $120 100 mLs. Like I do. Sometimes I do that. This is the one that I picked up, blind bought it. Never smelled Invictus Aqua. Got this. It's a clone of Invictus Aqua. Very, very nice. Mass appealer. Can't go wrong. Really just a dumb reach. And as freshies go, it rivals all my best freshies that I have. You know, in the aquatic kind of juicy, fruity, aquatic, clean, fresh kind of deal here. Shower jelly a little bit. Certain soaps that you've smelled in the past in your life, this will remind you of certain shampoos and soaps. And then it's got this watery kind of feel to it. Very, very nice, guys. This thing got a top 3 kind of deal. Like easy to wear, performs really well, it's high quality. And that's the thing with these fragrances. It's like this is actually a high quality 100 ml fragrance. But the weakness is the bottles, they all look the same. So my advice or insight or qualm as a customer, I'm a very happy customer of this company. I would not be covering their house if I wasn't actually proud to recommend them to people. I think they're actually a steal for what you're getting for the prices. You can go on there with 120 bucks, get 330 mLs, and just try and own and wear like multiple times. So many different fragrance profiles. So for women, right, Matilda is like one of the best smelling female fragrances that me, my fiance, my friends have smelled so far. This thing is just, and it performs all day. Like she wore it today, and I'm just in the store walking near her, and I smell it, and then I smell it again. Like 8 hours, 9 hours later, I'm smelling this still in the living room. It's just really great performing and awesome smell. It's cloning Marc Antoine Barrios Tilia, which I never smelled that, and I don't think I need to. Eventually, I'll probably just get her that. Our wedding's coming up, so I'm probably going to grab her that before then. And this one I would be happy to smell all day at my own wedding. So this is a serious thing I'm saying, guys. This little unassuming bottle, they sent me a free sample because they always send me like 2 free samples every time I do an order with them. And that's another thing. They're like generous, you know, so a lot of companies don't do that. They don't send you free samples with your order. It's just not in style or something. So multiple times they've sent me free samples, which I was not expecting at all. And I spray it on and I'm like, whoa, I would have never thought about this. I would have never tried this. and then I end up with a free bottle. It happened with Matilda, which is a fragrance that literally might make it to one of the more important days of my life. It's a very, very good fragrance for women. And it also happened with Red Stallion, which I really, really love and I'm thrilled about. The thing's awesome. And it happened with a few others here that they just send you free samples. They sent me a free sample of a fragrance that smells like Parfums de Molly Altair. It's their Vanilla Abuse clone of it. Ridiculously good, guys. So undercovered in the whole fragrance community too. Like nobody's talking. They're all talking about the Liquid Brune and Luciano's Bourbon. No one's talking about Vanilla Abuse, and it's better than both of them. So that's just my opinion, though. Check it, look into it. Visionary, one of my top 5 from the house. It's their take on Louis Vuitton's Imagination. Now, it's a toss-up for me between this and the Aqua Dubai from Al Haramain, but I'd say Visionary I wore much more frequently and much more without getting tired of it. It is really, really good, guys. It's got this sour candy kind of lemon vibe to it, and it's just very enjoyable, easy to wear, fresh, compliment machine right here. Louis Vuitton's Imagination is very, very good too, but this one I'd say pushes that lemon a little bit more and that candied kind of lemon deal. Fresh right off the cap, you could smell it real strong. It's definitely not weak. It's a very, very good freshie and it lasts a long time. So that's Visionary from Alexandria. That's one of the top 5 here. I got Ruthless Aqua, which is the Invictus Aqua dupe. I showed you guys Matilda, which is the woman's fragrance. Ete Sauvage Elixir. Ridiculous, guys. It is so good. I smell Sauvage Elixir on one of my patients like all the time, multiple times a week. It fills the room when he comes in. And guess what? This reminds me exactly of that smell. I'd say off of him, the real Sauvage Elixir seems a little bit more dense and more ambery and more warm. But this is still like, it's a little bit fresher. It's still loud. It's still got that whole mix down, that whole Sauvage Elixir deal. That stuff's super hyped right now and sold out, and it's very expensive. And this is so good. So good. People beg me to tell them what I'm wearing when I'm wearing this. And this is like a Sauvage Elixir clone. Forget about Lattafa's Assad. I never liked that one. I tried to like that one. It's actually okay, but this is better. Doesn't have any off-putting notes. There's nothing wrong with this. Ete Sauvage Elixir is definitely talked about in the community for a good reason. It is a masculine, serious deal, but it's very, very nice, and I love that about that fragrance. And this house really pulled it off. Like, they pulled it off. Another one that's really great for me. This one might not be for everyone. Hafez 1984. There's also an Intense and a Gold. I don't know what those are. I know what this is. This reminds me exactly of Red Tobacco Intense, which I have inside from Mancera. Okay? That animalic leather, that warm kind of smoky, vanillic, woodsy, a lot going on in this fragrance. I'd say this one isn't as oody. The original, the actual OG Red Tobacco Intense, I get oud off of that. Some people won't. I get oud. I smell it. It's that sweet kind of woody. Maybe it's the leather mixing with the woods. There's an oud accord in it. They list it officially, but this one I don't get as much oud, so I'd say that this one's even safer to wear. It's got even more use cases because it just seems a little bit more leather, tobacco, straightforward, warm. It turns vanilla in the dry down, and it lasts a pretty long time, but it is not as nuclear as everyone makes it out to be in projection. It definitely is very comes on hard when you first spray it and stuff, and I think a lot of people are judging it on their first impression of this instead of just wearing it for months and then telling you what's really going on with it. It doesn't project as crazy as people are saying. It really isn't like this obscene nuclear thing unless you just spray it and walk around, and then it's going to be a little bit harsh for a while. I think it's those leather top notes or something that need to kind of cool off a little bit. Very good fragrance right here though, guys. So definitely that's my top 5, 6 little chat about Alexandria Fragrances and why I keep going back, even though I do have a very nice niche collection, high-end designer collection. These are fun to wear, and I usually could throw it in my bag. Like, throw it in my bag, my go bag that I always have when I go to work and stuff. If they're not strong, just throw in your bag and freshen up as the day goes on. It's like very interesting to have this little portable, pretty sturdy, solid bottle too, and the sprayers are good. So that's going to be hitting me now all night. That's the Matilda. It's a beautiful fragrance, guys. Ridiculously good. Sweet floral woman's fragrance, but knocked it out of the park. Absolutely got to cover that one. So that's just a little quick overview and like top 5 from now. I did do a top 10 video back months ago, but now I have new ones from them and a new taste change a little bit. And I noticed a lot of the ones in my previous top 10 were already very well covered in the fragrance community and already pushed. So I tried to get some of my ones that I wear more frequently than just covering the popular, really wow factor ones. The ones that I just wear really a lot are the ones I just showed you. So anyway, guys, thanks for sitting through another cool video with Frag-Jitsu Giga Chad. Peace. Oh yeah, all the way. Before you go, hold on. Hit subscribe for me. Or at least hit me in the comments, man. I like to see the comments. All right. Subscription, it's just a number that goes up. Kind of gives you some dopamine when you see it go up to a landmark number. But comments, I immediately can go in and like start chatting with people and hear some different opinions, agreeing, disagreeing, whatever it is. Hit me up in the comments. Peace.